It wasn't supposed to be night yet, but for some reason the sky over Hawally looked darker than usual, like someone had pulled the curtain too early. People said the neighborhood had been quiet for days, but quiet in Hawally never meant peaceful. It felt like everyone was listening to something none of them wanted to talk about. The smell of old dust followed me as I walked through the narrow lanes behind the old electronics market. A strange humming, almost electrical, kept vibrating in the air, not from the streetlights, not from any shop, just around me. I didn't plan to go near the abandoned flat above the old game shop, but somehow my feet drifted there. The windows were boarded up, the balcony cracked. Everyone said the place had been empty for years, yet behind the boards there was a flicker, like someone pacing with a candle. I wasn't sure if I actually heard whispers or if the sound came from the shifting wires overhead. But something about the tone felt like it knew my name, dragging each syllable slowly, like it was trying to taste it. Inside the hallway, the tiles were broken in patterns that didn't feel accidental. Smudges on the walls looked like the fingerprints of someone who had tried to leave but forgot how doors work. Something soft moved in the shadows ahead, too slow for a cat, too quiet for a person. At the far end, a door seemed to breathe, not open, not fully closed, just breathing. Every time I stepped forward, the humming sharpened. My ears felt tight, as if the hallway was shrinking around me. The air turned colder, but not the natural kind. It felt like someone was exhaling right against the back of my neck and never stopped. Then the lights flickered in a rhythm that didn't match electricity. More like tapping, more like a signal. The door opened before I could touch it. Inside the flat, the furniture was arranged in circles, as if someone kept trying to form a pattern but never finished. Black stains on the floor made no shape I recognized. But the longer I stared, the more they almost looked like faces. Mouths open, eyes missing. A TV in the corner, an old bulky one, switched on by itself. No channel, just static. Except the static wasn't just noise, it was whispering, trying to shape itself into words I didn't want to understand. Something walked behind me, but when I turned, it wasn't a person. It was a shape, shifting, like steam trapped inside a jar, long limbs with no real body. It leaned close, and I swear I felt something cold sliding across my cheek. The static's voice grew louder. The entire room trembled, but the objects didn't move. Only the air shook, like something invisible was crawling through it. At first, I thought the shape wanted me to leave, but then it started pointing. Not with a finger, just with a long, bending shadow stretching across the room. It pointed toward a crooked door in the corner, like it had been slammed from the inside. The scratches on the wood were fresh, not random scratch marks, more like someone writing something, someone desperate, someone who didn't finish the message. I pushed the door gently. It fell off the hinges, landing with a sound far too heavy for rotten wood. Inside the small storage room, a trail of footprints glowed faintly, like embers. They led toward the wall, and into it. As I watched, the wall pulsed like skin. Something inside it moved. Then a voice, not from behind me, not from anywhere in the room, spoke clearly inside my head. "You're late." The glowing footprints brightened, forming a crouched figure with no face, only a mouth stretched across where the eyes should have been. It lunged forward, but instead of touching me, it passed straight through me like cold water. My knees buckled, the room vanished. Suddenly I was back in the hallway, but darker, distorted, stretched too far, like a bad memory refusing to fade. Behind me, footsteps echoed, slow, dragging, uneven. I didn't look back. Outside, Hawally didn't look like Hawally anymore. Street signs flickered backward. Letters rearranged themselves into shapes I didn't recognize. Every shop shutter rattled, as if someone inside wanted out. A scream rose in the distance, but it cut off too suddenly, like something swallowed it whole. Every shadow moved a little slower than its owner. And some shadows weren't attached to anything at all. As I crossed the street, the humming stopped. Complete silence. Even the air froze. The last thing I remember is the reflection in a shop window. Not my reflection, but something standing behind me. Taller, bending unnaturally, its fingers reaching, then everything snapped. After that, everything is blurry. Scraps of memory, running, a door slamming, a voice whispering again, "You came back, good." Sometimes I wake up hearing that same electrical hum, even though I've moved far from Hawally. Sometimes I see the shape hiding in corners where the light doesn't reach. And sometimes I think the story never ended that night. Maybe I never actually left. Or maybe something followed me out. The humming is getting louder again.